This episode of the John Lebang Show is brought to you by Banger for President 2016.
Yeah, when the two-party system leaves you feeling ill deep down, then you only have one option. Vote for none of the above, man, or else you'll get the runs.
Banger 2016.
I'm John Lebang, and I approve this message. The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Worldwide and out to the greater universe, you're listening to the John Lebang Show.
I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but that's a thunderstorm rolling in. And it's awfully fitting for the time that we're in right now, right before the election, and this looming storm that is closing in on us. We've been through a year and a half of just solid nonstop election coverage. Completely nonstop. It was impossible to stay away from the coverage, and now we're about here, and I don't feel good about it. I really just do not feel good about the election only being a few days away. And I want it over, but it seems to me that even though the momentum is shifting into Donald Trump's favor, and we may be averting a catastrophe with Hillary Clinton and the New World Order are extremely powerful. And I don't think they're going to go down without a fight. And I'm worried this last bit of stuff that's coming out here, if it's not a form of psyop. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of stuff being released lately, and some channels are getting some big exposure that, to me, it's come out of nowhere, these channels. And so I'm wondering if there's not some kind of psyop going on. And so I'm like, oh man, be terrible. Because the election is just a few days away, and all this news has come out. And do you think Hillary Clinton and the New World Order are going to just let things just go by without a fight? She's worked her whole life to get to this point, to win. And she's going to pull out all the stops. And her allies are going to assist her in this. So we could be facing something that we think is in our favor, and it could be a ploy on us. And I like to caution everybody. It doesn't matter who's going to win right now, because that's a secondary thought. Whoever wins, I think there's going to be trouble in the country. Doesn't matter who wins. Now, where's the trouble going to come from? If Hillary Clinton wins, with this last big blast right here at the end that everybody's putting everything out, everything's pushing, getting out this information against Hillary, that her enemies list is growing. And if she was ever to win the election, which I'm sorry folks, but it's not clear cut. There are still things that could happen that could throw the election in Hillary's favor. It may be a bunch of shenanigans. It may be things that are dirty, rotten, low down. But it could happen. Because I don't see her not pulling out all the stops. She's done that. She's pushed everybody to the point her whole career. She's taken it to the limits. Now that she's right here at the finish line, she's not going to give up, no matter how old she is. So I'm wondering if all this last minute stuff isn't the New World Order getting people fired up, exposing themselves, getting themselves on the enemy list. I hope it's not the case, but I'm sticking to my guns that I think Hillary's still going to win. I said that at the beginning of the year, and just because of this last bit of surge that has been happening in the media, where they're talking the polls where Donald Trump's making up, and you can see he's tied in some states and he's moved ahead in others. I still think the election can be stolen from people, and I'm not even sure about Donald Trump on top of everything else. Because if he wins, if for some reason some miracle happens that Hillary doesn't get put into the presidency, God, that'd be a godsend. But if Donald Trump wins, that's where the work begins, folks. Now we've got to make sure Donald Trump follows through on everything and we got to help him along. If that's the case, I mean, we can't get to the point where he becomes like a Hitler or something, but we're going to have to make sure that he follows what he told us he was going to do. Because how many times have we been told by somebody that they were going to do this thing, that they were going to move in this direction, and it ended up not happening? And just because Donald Trump is not of the inside clique, or it appears he doesn't belong to that inside clique, then, just because he doesn't, or doesn't appear to be, we're going to still have to be on his butt. We're going to have to still make sure that he follows through. And of course, what damage? Can you imagine the damage that's going to happen if Hillary loses? Not only will the current administration, the regime, take part in some kind of retaliatory, whatever they call it, it won't be overt. It'll be some kind of covert thing where they blame it on somebody else. Or the riots in the streets that might happen. I mean, I don't even want to think about some of this stuff, and I have to think about it because I don't live very far from two demographics that would feel really disenfranchised if Hillary lost. And I could see them being very upset and them going out and burn down areas in protest. I don't understand the burning down of areas and to protest things, but people apparently think that's a good way to do things. But maybe Donald Trump is going to win. Maybe this whole Anthony Weiner and Huma laptop thing going on here with all the emails, maybe that'll actually come through, and we'll be able to put Hillary in jail, put her away. But you have to understand, if that happens, Hillary's like the string that could bring the whole thing down. The one card, if you knock that card over, the one chess piece, she's the queen, basically. You take that out, everything else could fall. And they're going to protect the queen, and all the pieces are in place. If the election doesn't go the way the New World Order wants it to go, if they don't rig it, and I'm seeing people, oh, you can't rig the election. Wasserman Schultz. Why did she quit the Democrat Party? Why did she resign? Go look that lady up. There was no rigging of Bernie's campaign there. Although Bernie might have been there, folks. See, they knew going in. The people who support Hillary, the Hillary Clinton crime syndicate there, they knew going in there was going to be a massive swell of people who were going to be anti-Hillary. And maybe they fed into that to expose all that, because Hillary, unlike all the predecessors that were president, if Hillary becomes president, she's vicious. We've heard all kinds of stories of when she doesn't get her way. I think it was Matt Lauer asked her a question about her emails, and off camera she just went nuts. I don't know if you've all heard about that, but that's just one incident where Hillary just snaps when she doesn't get her way. Can you imagine if she wins and Russia's not going to play in her way? Putin's not scared of her. She's going to have a temper tantrum. Oh, I just don't even want to imagine what's going to happen if Hillary Clinton wins the presidency. It makes me nervous. I get the restless leg syndrome here, and I bounce up and down, and I'm like, I don't even smoke cigarettes. I'm like, give me a smoke, because I'm worried, about what's going to happen under a Hillary Clinton regime. She's going to take out our enemies. And unlike some of the more popular radio voices out there, the Rush Limbaughs and the Michael Savages and such, who have bodyguards, even the Alex Jones has guys following him, protecting him. I'd end up like that guy who drove into the tree, one day, and it'd be like, Manger crashes into a tree, dead man, see ya. So there are a lot of people that, if their existence would be erased, it could be just passed off as a random suicide. And speaking of random suicide, let's just hope Anthony Weiner or whom over there don't have a accidental suicide. Maybe let's hope they don't stab themselves in the back 8 or 9 times. That would be a shame.
Don't touch that dial. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
You can bet on it, man.
Ladies, it doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. Whether you've worked all day or you just woke up. If you've got the thirst, just wet your lips on a BJ. BJ beer, brewed right here in the great state of Michigan. Who wants a BJ?
Well, it's that time of year again. The temperatures are dropping, and so are the leaves. And they're clogging up your gutters. Now, I know you don't want to go up there and do that yourself, so why don't you call John? He's running a fall special right now. $95 to clean out your gutters on a 1-story house. So get those gutters clean before winter comes, and then some real damage happens. Look him up on Facebook. John's Gutter Cleaning. Leave it up to him. The following advertisement is paid for Banger for President 2016.
Hillary Clinton. She's ugly. And do you really want to hear this for the next 4 years?
What difference at this point does it make?
Or this? Or even this? I don't think so.
So do the right thing.
Vote for none of the above, man.
Or else you'll get this.
The world must understand that the United States will act decisively if necessary, including with military action.
Banger 2016.
I'm John Lebang, and I approve. approve this message.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's better than some Thai stick, man.
Yes, and I bet you're loving it.
Hey, pass that over.
I suspect that we're going to see some crazy stuff come out of this before or after the election. I don't know. They're trying to rush is what we're hearing. They're trying to rush. But you know, if you're rushing, you're not going to find everything. They're looking for classified emails. That's the main thing, right? That's what they're... And I'm like, you should be looking at the Clinton Foundation stuff. Shouldn't you be looking at the Clinton Foundation stuff? So, I'm not sure. Apparently, I got a lot of people in the FBI were resigning. And now we're having this former agent just pop up here on... I mean, his channel's been around a while, but he's getting a lot of views right now. And he came out with the statement that it wasn't Russia. Well, I don't know how he put it. I'm paraphrasing, so please do not quote me at all. But I'm paraphrasing that it was people inside our government that were releasing these emails to WikiLeaks and for WikiLeaks to put out. And, well, Monograph spoke of that weeks ago. I also thought that was the case. It would have been easier for somebody inside the government to have access to these emails instead of Russia hacking in. Ooh, Russia, let's blame it on Russia. Everything's Russians' fault right now. So, and I think according to the Hillary campaign, now I could be wrong, but according to the Hillary campaign, isn't it Russia, the FBI, the KGB, the FBI, and the Trump campaign all now on the same sides? Something like that. If Donald Trump actually wins the election, that they're going to claim that there were voter fraud and there was rigging of the election. It would never be a rigging of the election if the Democrats won. I can tell you that. They're never in a million years. Oh, the election. See, everything went great. The election's awesome. You don't have to worry. Don't worry about it. I do believe she is probably going to win the election. Somehow, some way, Hillary Clinton is going to find a way to and I don't even know if it's a Hillary Clinton. I think it's the machine behind her, the New World Order. Let's just say if the election goes the wrong way, and in my humble opinion, in a sane country, in a country that pays attention to their politicians, that does diligent work, that want to be free people, Hillary Clinton is the last person they would vote for. And I would believe that the popular vote would be in a landslide against her. The secondary parties, the Libertarian Party and the Green Party, they would get more votes just because Hillary shouldn't get any. In fact, if the Democrat Party loses this election, I would think that it's a done deal. That party's just as finished as the Republican Party was back in 2008. And you notice how the Republican Party has changed in just 8 years. Who's running that party? And 8 years ago, Donald Trump would have never been the man running that party. And basically, he's going to be the head dog of that party, unless he, of course, loses the election. Then they'll dump him, of course, and they'll go back to their stupid old Republican ways that is just Democrat light. But so's Trump. See, Trump's also Democrat light. So we just can never trust exactly the whole picture we see, because things can be presented to us and in a specific way for us to believe certain things. And I just don't want, I haven't bought into the Trump. I'm going to probably, when I go to vote and I walk in there and I get because ours are a little lot, we actually still get the paper ones and we get to draw the lines. George Soros voting machines haven't infected my town, at least, which is good. So when I go in there, that'll be probably when I make my final decision. I just don't think I can make my decision till that last second. And the bad thing about it is the main third party candidate, Johnson, I don't like him. To me, if you look at his past, he's no different than Hillary's. He's a Hillary light kind of guy, and he supported Hillary with at least with words in the past. So I just, I'm just not a big fan. I mean, Donald was there too with them. See, that's the thing. This whole thing could have been presented to us, and it doesn't matter who wins the election because the agenda is still going to move forward. We're really hoping that Donald is his own man. I'm crossing every one of my fingers, but I still can't decide today. I can't decide which way I'm going to go on election day. But I guess that's good, actually, that we wait it out and we try to decide the best course of action. These people who early voted, I was asked a question today by a friend, early voting, and I'm like, they got us thinking that was a good idea, but it's really not a good idea because you early vote, then all this crap comes out about Hillary. You might want to change your vote, and that's a pain in the butt. Going down there and I want to change my vote. You should have just waited till election day. It's not that hard. Everybody knows when election day is. But to get back on the entire subject of the video and how I went off into left field here, it's all meshed together though. It all kind of fits together. It's not exclusive from each other. They all kind of intertwine. But what do you guys think? If Hillary Clinton wins, do you think there's going to be a backlash against her opposition? Let's say on the radio and the major websites that are, anti-Hillary, that have been 100% anti-Hillary, is there going to be a backlash if Hillary wins? If Trump wins, do you see riots in the streets? The BLM and the people like them? More police shootings? Because that would give Donald Trump the mandate to crack down now, wouldn't it? Donald Trump could just crack down right away. See, nothing's turning out. Like, we're not going to see any real freedom out of this. Whatever the election settles, if you can call it that, whatever comes from the election, I don't see anything good coming from it. On one side, if Donald Trump wins, there's going to be a whole lot of people who want to cause trouble and who are going to at least riot until he gets in office, because they see this is the thing. Donald Trump wins, they'll be challenging it and whatever, and then when the Supreme Court gets to the Supreme Court, because we'll have to have an emergency session of the Supreme Court if there are any challenges. Can you imagine this? This election, which we all want to be over. I know I talked to a whole bunch of people. We just want it done with. We don't want to hear about it anymore. We'd like to move on with our lives and go do something halfway important so we don't have to deal with this crap. They waste our lives on this crap. Year and a half with this crap. I've heard people say that we should shorten it up to 90 days. I don't think we should shorten it up that much, but we don't need a year and a half of this crap. It took a year and a half to get all this stuff out about Hillary. Isn't that strange that it all comes out at this time? We had all this other time to get all this stuff out. All the stuff about the 30,000 emails, that didn't happen just yesterday. That's what I'm saying. It's all coming out, and I don't know what's going on. But I'm leery about the whole entire thing. The Clintons are the most evil crime syndicate family on the face of the planet, and they will do anything to assure that they get what they want, and Hillary Clinton may be the most evil person that has ever existed in the United States. I'm not sure, but she's a scary person, and her policies that we're going to have to deal with are going to be crippling to the country, let alone whatever kind of retribution. And again, we got to remember that if Anthony Weiner and Huma are now at the center of this email thing, that they may accidentally commit suicide. I'm really hoping the authorities are watching over them to make sure that they don't get depressed and have an accidental suicide. That would be terrible. Personally, I think that little file there that says life insurance was probably just that. It was Uma, who, as far as I can tell, wasn't a stupid woman, and she'd been around long enough in the Clinton crime syndicate there to know when you cross Hillary, when Hillary is tired of you, some of those people just happen to go gone. Accidentally, whatever. Whole bunch of accidents happen to the people that have something to do with the Clinton crime family. So, Huma, who I don't see her as a stupid woman, probably had some goods on her, just in case the day came where she was thrown aside. Interesting enough, that day might have happened recently. And if that's the case, which I hinted on my show, this is what I think is going to happen, is maybe Huma there is going to give up some state's evidence because she's going to need protection. Her and the Wiener is going to need some protection if things get really hot and sticky over there with the Clinton email thing and the FBI and all that. This whole investigation, if it's legit, it could bring down a significant part of the government. We could see agencies, parts of agencies just being cleared out of people, just being wiped of people because of this person, Hillary Clinton, who's the one string that if you were ever to pull it far enough to where it unleashed the sweater, the whole sweater would fall apart. That's a little Weezer reference there. I think that was Weezer.
Don't think about touching that dial.
That would be a mistake.
The John Lebang Show will be right back after this.
That's guaranteed, man. Like some good Thai stick.
Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow him at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look him up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
You know, if you're getting married soon and you need good entertainment, you need to contact John Lebang. He's got 30 years of experience of wedding entertainment under his belt, and there is no one better and no one cheaper. He's running a special to the end of the year. $500 for your wedding if you book now. Contact John Lebang by email at jlebang@live.com or go to his website. That's www.jlebang.com.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
Forces of darkness, the treasonable minds who collaborate must, can, and will be wiped from the face of the earth.
They're not going to just go quietly into the night. Hillary's gone too far. She's this close. I mean, she's this close to reaching her prize. This close. Why wouldn't she do everything? And we're seeing they're cheating like crazy. If there's one thing these WikiLeaks things are saying, it's that they are cheating like crazy. If this whole thing with these things being exposing Hillary and these government agents being involved, and it's now in the mainstream media with Drudge and all that. Drudge played the video from that gentleman, that Steve, what's his name, Perchesnik or something, Perchesnik. I think, I apologize, Steve, if I got that wrong. I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, Drudge played that. Hi, Gene. Thanks for coming. And everybody else, thanks for coming. Have you guys seen that video by Mr. Perchesnik? Or the couple videos, actually. The last two have been quite popular, we'll just say. He got... I have his channel pulled up, and we see a lot of stuff from AJ, and he would get, 5,000, 8,000, 3,000, 2,000. And these last couple, these big bombshells are getting $1 million. I think the other one's almost to $1 million. The one that just came out, I think that was the second one, the pedophile one. Now, we know they block us out here on YouTube. When they want to block the truth, they do it. So if the Hillary Clinton crime syndicate doesn't want this truth out, wouldn't they find a way to block it? Google's in bed with the government. Google's in bed with Obama. So I got to wonder about this whole thing. He's getting numbers like crazy all of a sudden. Boom. So I'm not sure. YouTube blocks us all the time. We know it. It's not like a hidden thing. YouTube will sit here. If they don't want information to be put out, they get on there and they block it. Certain channels get shut down. Boom, boom, boom. They find a way to call some kind of violation, right? That's another thing. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, and I'm going to just kind of switch gears since I brought up the fact YouTube blocks people. People will make comments on my videos, and then all of a sudden, like a week or two later, they're gone off the video, and they're in those one that are called likely spam, and I have to put them back. I have to, no, these are not spam, and I'll take them off, and a few weeks later, they're back on spam. So I don't know what's up with that. That's right, people's channels get shut down all the time by YouTube. So, now I'm not saying Mr. Perchesnik is anything but what he says he has. Although he suddenly has a WikiLeaks, or I'm sorry, a Wikipedia page, which I found interesting. And there's another news tube channel that's all of a sudden blowing up. So all of a sudden I'm just starting to see a lot more of them coming in my feed. So I don't follow a whole lot of people. I do my own research. So I was just thinking that today. those were some of the random thoughts that came to my mind. The Clinton crime family is not going to go down without a fight. They've been known to psyop the crap out of us. They've been known to give us propaganda. We know Google's in bed with Obama, which means if Obama wanted to shut the message down, it would be easily shut down. And I guess maybe it's not, because he just give it away. It's all confusing, this whole thing. There has been so many things going on in the past few months. I can't remember. It's like information overload. I mean, we're on 23 dumps now by WikiLeaks. I'm trying to catch up with everybody else. It's not easy to read that much crap and still have to go on with your life like that. I'm trying to take everybody at face value, right? Hillary Clinton and her little crime syndicate there, we already know what they are. So there's no guessing involved with them. Some of these other things, Donald Trump, we hope he's his own person, but we're not really sure. At least some of us aren't. A lot of people are backing him. A lot of people are going to vote for him. And in a sane country, thinking with no political bias at all, he should win in a landslide. And to be honest, the two other parties, the Green Party and the Libertarian Party, should also cream the Democrats this election with the candidate that they cheated to get through. We're hearing so much about, there's no voter fraud out of the Democrats. Really? WikiLeaks is showing there was. It showed that you guys colluded to make sure Bernie wasn't going to win. That's cheating. Cheating. But to Hillary Clinton, them cheating is not cheating. See, she thinks of things differently. When Hillary Clinton cheats, it's not cheating. It's her getting her way. Everybody's going to have to get used to that when she, God forbid, wins here in the next less than a week now. Oh my God. It's just amazing, isn't it? It is just amazing that we're here after all this freaking time. We're here. I don't know how deep the deception is, but I feel it's extremely deep, and that everything from WikiLeaks to this new batch of information where the government, or I should say agents within the government, speaking of a coup inside of a coup. See, that's big news. That's why they made it. It was very dramatic. Ooh, there was a coup inside of a coup, and it took place with no weapons. It was all done this way, and I'm like, it's all very dramatic. But do we know that really happened? I'm not sure. Just not sure. And because I'm not sure, I have to stay neutral on everything. And I don't want to go into the polls on Tuesday there and have to make my choice, because I'm probably just going to vote my conscience over voting against Hillary. But I can't be certain of that. I bounce back and forth. That's my dilemma on this whole thing. This whole thing's freaking nuts. It's just stupid. I've never been in an election like this. I've been around a little while. I mean, I'm going to be 48 here, so this isn't my first pony, right? I've rid this pony before, and it's never been like this. There's been some crazy stuff that has happened. Never like this. I don't even know what Hillary is running on outside of higher taxes and giving away free stuff to people that don't pay taxes. That's all I can tell Hillary's running on, and we know that's going to be part of her plan, and she's going to do a lot of other evil things, and she's going to make a ton of money. Do you think she made all those millions of dollars while she's sitting at the State Department? How much money is she going to make as President of the United States? I can't believe people will vote for her. I can't even fathom how people would even do that. Like, oh, we're going to vote for Hillary.
What difference at this point does it make? It is our job to go kill some Americans.
Makes you want to drink a good stiff drink every night. And I'm telling you, election night, I'm going to be probably doing coverage here, but I'm going to it's going to be like drunk coverage because I don't think I can face this election straight. So I think I'm going to get me a big old bottle of something. I'm going to be doing shots every night. Every time a state comes in and goes to Hillary, I'm going to do a shot of one thing. And then every time a state goes in Donald's favor, I'm going to probably do a shot of another thing. And hopefully by the end of the night, I'll have puked and got it all out of me and be refreshed to tackle whatever the hell comes from the aftermath of the election. You guys want to have a drinking party that night? I'll throw a massive drinking party election night if everybody will come. We'll all get together. We'll get together with we'll get our favorite drinks. We'll have to get 2 different kinds of drinks. Sounds good. All right. If we get some more people, we'll plan it. We'll do it the election drinking party, and we have to have 2 kinds of alcohol. I don't care what you have. Every time a state is called for Hillary, we're going to drink one. It's the one that's got to be the sour one, the one that we hate, right? We got to have something we just can't stand. So we'll drink that one when Hillary, and then we'll drink whatever we want with Trump. If you like Trump, you get something you really like. If you're a beer, you get a beer, whatever. If you like whiskey, whatever, you get that. If you don't like Trump that much, but it's still better than Hillary. All right. See, we got 2 people in. Everybody, come on. We're gonna have a get drunk. See, I'm off Wednesday too, which is awesome. I am off Wednesday. So what I'll do is I get off work at 5. I'll go vote. We'll go on about 7:45, maybe 7:30, 7:45. Beers make me 10 feet tall. Bulletproof. You can't do that. Oh, this is supposed to be about a mass psyop that I think is going to happen on us, and I think we're all just going to get drunk over it. And whatever psyop comes, they can't even trick us because we'll be too drunk to fall for it.
Hey, don't touch that dial. The John Lebang Show will be right back. I promise.
Fans, do you need a video for your brand new song but don't have a lot of money? Then contact John Lebang. His reasonable rates, professional look, and fast turnarounds will help get that song off the ground. Contact him at jlebang.com. The following advertisement is paid for Banger for President 2016.
Donald Trump. He wants single-payer health care.
Everybody's got to be covered. This is an un-Republican thing for me to say, because a lot of times they say, no, the lower 25%, they can't afford private. But everybody's going to be taken care of much better than they're taken care of now.
He's even said he's a Democrat.
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat.
So why the hell is he running as a Republican?
Makes you scratch your head.
Oh, I'm confused, man. So when both parties are on the left,
then do the right thing.
Vote for none of the above, man. Because what difference does it make anyways? We're all screwed.
Banger 2016.
I'm John Lebang, and I approve this message.
If you want to call into the John Lebang Show, just dial 313-444-8919 or send us an email at jlebang@live.com. Or you could just join the chat room at the station you're listening to. Banger.
Putin, he's KGB, dude. He's going to be like, yeah, Hillary, come F with me. And he's going to slap Hillary upside the head. And Hillary, who's just, from everything we hear, she's just a whack job. And when she doesn't get her way, she just goes freaking nuts. So... Can you imagine the war that's going to be between those two? We've got a semi-party going for Tuesday. I don't even know what I'm going to buy yet. Somebody give me ideas on some really nasty drink that I have to drink. I'm going to have to toughen up if Hillary's going to be president. Well, here's the one good thing. Until Hillary takes out all of her opposition, I might get quite popular. after the election, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to listen about stuff I talk about, and the people like me who talk about these sort of things. We're going to get really popular until she decides to take us out, you know. I don't know. Everybody's going to, I'm sure whoever falls by the wayside, it'll all be by some accidental piano dropping on them, or they getting run over by, some camels or something. I'm not sure. I don't want war. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of the whole thing. I'm sick of dealing with other countries. I'm sick of everything but like my individual little life here, personally. Like the whole rest of the world. And here the storm clouds are coming. November, ladies and gentlemen, we hit almost 60 today. I think it was actually a little higher than 60. It was like 65 or something here in Michigan, which is totally crazy. We should be in the 40s right now. Whatever. I'm taking it. There's some thunder. You never know. It might be the weather modification. Hillary already turned on the rainstorms on us, and half of us are going to be wiped out on some massive tornado that are just going to wipe through an area. Which, have you noticed, nobody talks about that weather modification anymore? Everybody's so used to the idea that we're just getting the weather modified, but nobody even cares. The people who don't believe in it, we're never going to believe in it. And then the rest of us is just like, well, what are we going to do, right? Personally, we could have global warming for real, and I wouldn't have a problem here in Michigan if we could stay like at, if our summers got us to 100 and our winters kept us at 50, I'd be all good with that. Be like, yeah, we'll take it. Keep your eyes peeled. Don't fall for all the things that are going on. Watch your back, because we can't trust anything right now. The things that seem to be on our side could all be put there to bring us all out in the open, to make us targets for the future administration. Man, it's really coming down. This is very unusual. The one good thing about being in November is that my mom is having Thanksgiving, and she's the best damn turkey cooker on the face of the planet, and I'm going to enjoy that. At least one more Thanksgiving for us, right? Hopefully. With just a few days left until the election. And if Trump's for real, he's his own man, then we could possibly see something big explode before the election actually happens, to either suspend it, cancel it, even worse. What I'm doing, and I'm not telling you guys to do anything, but what I'm doing is I'm taking some of my extra disposable money and I'm buying some food, buying some extra water. I've got plenty of first aid, so I'm good with that. Buying a few other things, candles. Going to the dollar store and buying up their candles. Like $20 in candles is going to last. That's 20 big candles. That'll last you a month, if not more. Well, unless it's cold out, then you got to light more. But whatever. I'm going to stock up on that. I'm going to buy some alcohol. Plan for 7:30. It might be 7:45 depending on my work schedule. I get off at 5. I'll have to pick up some stuff before I get home. I'll want to freshen up too. Yep, an old gold cart would be good. Buy some ammo. And in fact, because I still think Hillary's going to win the election, ammo is one of the things you might want to stock up on. Because she may not try to gun control our ass right away, but she'll probably try to eliminate the ammunition, which is probably the easiest way to do the gun control, because if you can't shoot bullets because you ain't got none, what the hell is the use of the gun, right? And I don't think ammunition is actually covered in the Second Amendment. It could be argued that it is not covered, actually.
Hey, John, you ready for me yet? About time you get here. I get here about this time or later, all the time.
Anyways, how you doing tonight, Shady?
Well, I still got them stomach problems, but I want to tell you something.
And what's that?
I love the idea of having a party on election night. That's a great idea.
Well, I thought so too, Shady.
And I think we should change the cool or uncool tonight.
You do to what?
Well, getting drunk on election night.
Well, that sounds just dandy.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Tonight's cool or uncool is
getting drunk on election night.
Now you can email us your responses to jlebang@live.com, or you can just make your comment in the chat room.
And if you want to call in, just dial 313-444-8919.
And our first call comes in from Montreal, Quebec. Wilfred, what say you?
Drink the damn beer. And the hell with Hillary. That's what I think.
All right, thanks for your call. I think that's a cool, Shady.
It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Everybody should be glad the damn thing's over with.
Now, you ain't kidding there.
I know.
All right, over to Detroit, Michigan. Abu, what say you?
Hello, John. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Abu. Cool or uncool?
Well, I think it is very, very cool. I love to drink. I drink the good stuff, and we smoke from the hookah, and I sit around a campfire and have a good time.
Normally, it'd be a little cold to be sitting around a campfire this year. You're lucky the temperatures are up.
Oh, yes, I'm so happy that the weather is having climate change, and we stay warm, so I can just be on the run, hiding away, so nobody finds me, but then I can call you.
Yeah, are you using a cell phone? How are you calling me?
Well, that depends, John.
Depends on what?
Where I'm at the moment.
Well, where are you now?
Well, I am in a abandoned building with some of my newly found friends that were hanging out on the streets.
You mean hobos? Bums?
Yes, that's my friends, the hobos.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, Abu.
Can I say something? I love that Alice Cooper song, Elected. And I hope Hillary is elected. Elected!
Hang up on that guy before I sell him out. All right, thanks for your call.
That guy's the worst singer on the planet.
Well, I don't know about that, Shady. I think he's a pretty good singer.
You need to clean out your ears, that's all.
Over to Chicago, where she's listening in on 24.7 The Stream. Peppa, what say you?
I think it's uncool. That means President Obama not going to be president much longer.
Well, a lot of us think that's actually a cool thing, Peppa.
Well, that's me. I love President Obama.
Okay, thanks for your call. Listening to us on Vulcan Sound Radio in the United Kingdom, Henry, what say you?
I think it's bloody cool that you're getting drunk.
Okay, thanks for your call. That's another for the cool. 2-1 for the cools.
I don't think we should count that negative, John. Everybody needs to get drunk after election.
I know, Shady's been going on for way too long.
It's like being constipated for a year and a half.
Okay, over to Georgia. Ditzy, what say you?
Hi, John. I think it's cool. You better be drinking, because you never know when something might happen to you. Bye.
Okay, thanks for your call.
You might need to get some bodyguards like Donald Trump has.
You know his security level has been increased tremendously over these last few weeks?
Well, when you're going up against Hillary, you want to make sure you don't have an accidental suicide.
Boy, you ain't kidding there.
I'm surprised Julian Assange isn't dead.
Did you see that latest video with him? He's looking a little peaked there.
Yeah, he's gray and he's all white. That's what happens when you don't get out in the sun.
But didn't it sound like he was telling us something? Like he was warning us about something?
Yeah, but I just don't want to talk about it.
Almost like predictive programming?
Let's not go there now.
Over to Florida, where she's listening in on Raw Talk Radio. Cora, what say you?
Sonny, you're crazy! And the whole thing is stupid!
So that's an uncool?
No, it's a cool!
Okay, thanks for your call. Now over to Austin, Texas. AJ, what say you?
You people are cancer! Alright, I'm not in a good mood now.
Thanks for your call.
Can't we block him from calling?
Well, not really, Shady. We're, running on a really tight budget. We don't have the money to be doing these crazy things about, call screening and all that.
It would really help your show out if he didn't call.
Well, after Hillary gets elected, we probably won't have a radio show.
Yeah, you might have a tombstone. That's about it.
If there's that much left of me.
I just hope I'm not in the room with you.
Unfortunately, Shady, I think all of us are going to be in the room when it happens.
Great. Can I go now?
Yep. We're going to play some music.
criticize. No truth behind the lies. Political wings that hate. America's freedom state. Liberal oppression fight. It has taken our nation's minds.
Where do you think you're going?
Hey, man, don't go anywhere, man. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
Are you crazy?
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Top 10 Artists 23 EXP releases their 11-song debut album, Welcome, featuring songs like Siren, This album is guaranteed to satisfy your hunger with songs like Food. Welcome by 23EXP is available right now at CD Baby, Amazon, Spotify, Pandora, and wherever music is sold. And yes, this album includes the #1 song, Stand Up. Welcome by 23EXP. Get it today.
The monster that's inside.
Hey, man, you're listening to the John Lebang Show, man.
The place where chronic brain cell rejuvenation happens.
You feel like you're getting any smarter yet?
Yes. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's first hour of
The John Lebang Show.
I'd like to thank all my affiliate stations from Detroit to the United Kingdom, Iowa to Chicago, New York to Canton, Ohio, Las Vegas, Tampa, and Amsterdam.
The Radio Revolution continues to broadcast loud and clear.
Don't forget to go to my website. That's www.jlebang.com. Thank you all for listening. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, this is John Lebang. See you next hour.
All right, everybody. John says it's a go for the election party.
Oh, I love parties.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So we got to figure out what we want to drink.
Well, what's something everybody likes?
Well, we also got to have something we don't like in case Hillary wins some states.
Can we smoke pot, man?
Yeah, I don't think there's rules against that or anything. He didn't say anything.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I like wine.
How are we going to get drunk doing shots of wine?
Well, I was going to drink a bottle or two.
Oh, big and greedy, huh? What does everybody else say?
Moonshine, apple cider, good it is.
Now there's a good idea. Apple cider moonshine.
Yeah, I can go down to Kentucky and get some right now. I'd be back before Tuesday.
Terror alert, and we don't want you blowing up on the expressway with our moonshine.
All right, then I'll leave right now.
Good luck.
Anybody want to come with me?
Uncle Sheedy, do you mind if I go? I've never been to Kentucky.
No, you can head down there. Now, what are we going to pick for when Hillary wins the state?
Well, I hate slow gin. That's pretty bad.
I used to drink that when I was in high school. I used to steal it from my stepdad.
Well, let's not drink that one then, because we don't want you reminiscing about high school days. We gotta hate it.
Have you guys decided what we're drinking?
Well, Wilbert's heading down to Kentucky, and he's going down there. He's getting some apple cider moonshine.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We haven't figured out the one for Hillary yet.
All right, I'm leaving, everybody.
Give me overnight. We'll figure it out.